What's going on, fantasy football nerds, geeks, gamers? Welcome into the stream. Welcome back to Nerd Sports on with John and Mike. We're glad to be back. We missed a couple weeks because me and John have just been busy out of our minds, dealing with some mental health stuff, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds, getting ready to come back, and we're back. So we're gonna have a really good time. We got a lot to talk about. We got some topics that we're mainly gonna focus on this week. So some of the ones that we were gonna focus on this week were starting with the Arizona Cardinals and how they've changed over the course of the season, losing Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. We're gonna get more into that. Going forward, Cam Newton's back in Carolina. I got an echo going on here. So then we're going to talk about some Mac Jones. And then we're going to talk about our Vikings and Chargers per usual. And we're also going to discuss a little bit about Matt Nagy, playoff pictures. It's going to be a fun episode. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get John in here too. Hey, buddy. Hey. All right. Well, let's get right into it then. So, how have you been? What have you been doing past couple weeks?
Just past couple weeks, just staying focused, trying to get that best team going forward. Watching my team struggle. We played you a couple times.
You did.
That didn't end so hot like for me. But hey, kudos to your team for getting it done. Justin Jefferson looked amazing.
You smashed me.
Fantasy wise.
Oh yeah.
Fantasy wise, but Chargers took the L that one.
They did.
Chargers took the L on that one. But yeah, I've been good, man. Work's been going good. Heading into the my Thanksgiving weekend now, so
Yep.
we're in good condition. And now we get to hang out, talk a little bit of football, talk about our teams, and talk about the future of our teams.
It's exciting. I love Thanksgiving because you get to spend time with family if you're fortunate enough to, and then on top of it, you get to have some good food, and you just get to be thankful for all the things that you have. I'm not a big Black Friday shopper. Are you a Black Friday shopper?
I was, but nah, not anymore. Now that I don't have to do it, it's online now. I can just enjoy my time.
Yeah.
Eat my food, sleep like a merry person.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I used to go out and try and find a deal, but my biggest deal I bought most recently was probably when I bought my 65-inch TV out in my living room with the sound bar, and
Dang.
I think I spent $900 for both the items combined, and it was just nice because I had been recently through a tough marriage situation. My friend was in town for the week for my birthday and for Thanksgiving because my birthday's the 30th. He was staying with me and for the week at my house in my spare bedroom, and
November 30th?
yeah, November 30th. And then yeah, thanks, man. And it was just nice. And that was 2 years ago. I've had my TV. It's a Samsung 65-inch 4K. I love it.
Nice.
So I
PS5.
what's that?
I'd still like a PS5.
I'd like one too. I can't that or a Series X, but the Series X isn't worth it from what I've heard. So
PCs.
at this point, yeah, I like PC. My friend just built one too. So I'm thankful for just the ability to do what we love to do, talk football, and we're gonna get into that. What are you thankful for, though?
Man, I'm just thankful. I guess I'm thankful for family, as cliche as it sounds, but
Yeah.
you know, right now I just want to do a little tease and piece. My pops, he's in the hospital right now.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
He's fighting some heart condition, and I just hope he recovers. So we're just grateful for family right now.
Yeah, it's hard. Thanks, Bat City. We appreciate you being here. But yeah, it was Thanksgiving is it's a time where the reason I love Thanksgiving too is that my family has always been kind of brought together at Thanksgiving. We all love watching football together, and everyone's kind of Green Bay fans. Obviously I'm a Vikings fan, so it's one of those things where I always keep an open mind to being grateful for what we have, being thankful for it, because honestly, and this is how Christmas is for me. Um, the holidays are hard for people, and I think we forget that.
It
That
is.
it's the holidays are kind of tough for some people who don't have family or don't have the easiest life situation, and I'm just thankful for a good life, uh, good home, my pets. I have a great roommate, so great friends like you that are basically family, and we get to do
Always,
this.
always.
So it's a good time. So with all that being said, let's jump into our fantasy leagues. So how is your playoff picture looking right now, John? Talk to me.
I'm in right now playoffs. What league do you want to talk about? 5 out of 5, or I'm in playoff berth for most of them.
Are
I think
you?
my lowest one will be in one of our streamer leagues with our friends. Not the losers league, but the other one.
The
That's
stream,
my
yeah.
lowest. That's my lowest one, being in fourth place over there. But other than that, playoff bound, and I'm happy to say that I hit it out of the park this year with some draft picks.
Yeah, you've
Um,
done very well.
I'm excited. I'm excited. This is an exciting time. I usually don't make it this time of the year. My fiance actually told me that you're like the Arizona Cardinals, like you just came out of nowhere.
I am?
But going, no, I'm like the Arizona Cardinals, where you came out of nowhere this season. Like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
she knows my fantasy woes in the past. I tell her
Oh,
about them
yeah.
every
Oh,
every
yeah.
week.
I
So this year we turned it around with some good company. We talk about it every chance we get. I think we hit it out the park this year.
Yeah, it's the fantasy leagues that we're a part of are all really fun, and what I appreciate about all of it is that it's been difficult. Like this has not been an easy year in terms of fantasy. Like we like I don't know. For me, I don't know how like your team looks like. I'm logging into ESPN to like get ready. Why don't you fill the folks in on how your fantasy teams have been injury wise, COVID wise? Like what are you dealing with right now?
I have a full bench 24/7, constantly rotating injuries left and right. Do I have one IR spot? You currently don't have spots enough for this player, but sir, fantasy app, I need a running back. You currently don't have enough roster spots for that. You need to drop one of your injured players. It's like, God, that sucks.
Yep.
So, I'm doing a lot of cutting ties with them. Currently I know when I like reference right now, since the heaviest for me is our dynasty league. I really focus on that
Yeah,
dynasty
you've done
league.
really well there.
It's our first time doing it, so really want to give it my best shot. Right now, currently, I have Kareem Hunt, who's on IR. He
Hmm.
should be coming back soon. Hopefully, it's not guaranteed.
Gotcha.
I got Chris Carson, who just went on the rest of the season IR. It's something I still want to hold on to. I also have Travis Etienne, who
You do.
he's a rookie, IR spot from the offseason. But guess what? Next season, that's what I was already planning for. If this isn't my season, I already planned for next season.
And that's the
So
way that's the way dynasty works. You have to do that, and I think me and you have actually like two of the better rosters out of the entire league for the dynasty league going in the future. I get really obviously, and you know this, like I get really heated on like when I've had like 5 weeks in a row now where I was projected to win by like a milestone. You know what I mean? And like during the week it's like COVID or injury happens that's random or like Amari Cooper's not playing randomly. It's been really difficult. Like this dynasty league's been giving me a hard time, and
no joke.
I can't seem to pull out a win when I'm
The the
supposed
har-
to.
the hardest thing about it is that everybody is so active, and your waiver picks, they can just get shot down just because someone put more money out
And put like an extra
than.
dollar or something like that. Yeah.
It's difficult, and especially with these competitive players. This is our buddy Havoc's league, who he brought us into.
Hmm.
Um, it's competitive, but right now, there are there are people who are ahead of the game, and there are people suffering due to these injuries.
And the thing is too with it, I want to mention is that like I don't think there's a bad team in the dynasty league. I think everyone has really good teams. It's just tough right now because of the situation that we have of all these guys being so good. And it's just kind of like may the best man win every single week, you know, like that's just the way it's been. So I mean, even like my team, you know, like 2-9, you're talking like a consistently good roster, but you're losing just randomly every week, you know.
Yeah,
It's
and
tough.
it's really playing this waiver game too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys, if you don't know, I'm up till 1 a.m. playing the waivers after they
Oh,
already
every
went
week.
through making my adjustments. Mike's telling me to go to bed. He's like, John, get off your damn phone. And he
Like,
knows I'm already on my phone making moves.
John
Called
knows
me
I.
out of my bull. I could not believe someone called me out of my bullshit at 1 a.m. Go to bed, John. Hey,
Dude, I was
but
I
you,
was up. I was at work. I'm on night
hey,
shift.
that's dedication though, and that's why I'm 9-2.
Hell yeah, you're crushing it in that league. And the
I
other
take it
leagues,
personally. Like I'm stepping 1 foot in, and I don't know anybody, but I'm here to play. I'm Mike's friend. I got the juice. Let's go.
um, so for me, in my Yahoo league, I won't.
Tough leagues.
Uh,
Tough
all
leagues.
tough leagues, man. I'm 7-4 in my Yahoo league.
There you go.
Well, hold on, updated. Let's see updates. I'm 7-4, sitting in second place. And this is a very tough combative league. First place is 8-3. Second place is 7-4. Third place is 7-4. Fourth place is 7-4. So kind of wild right now. And then my matchup this week, I don't even know who I got because obviously it's Tuesday and they haven't shown it yet. I'm playing my brother-in-law, so I got to put together a better lineup for week 12. I'm going to be without Patrick Mahomes, is what it's looking like. But I have on my bench Tyrod Taylor, so I should be okay. And I can make some roster moves at quarterback if I need to, so it should be all right. In terms of like the the ESPN leagues, in my big boy league, I'm 8-3. I'm first to 5 in the East. I had a tough loss last week to a team I shouldn't have lost to, but hats off to my buddy Stetson if you're listening. Congrats on your win. You did good. Actually, every team that was in this league that was really good this last week had a really tough week. For some reason, our teams just crapped on us, and on top of it, I had to go up against Jonathan Taylor in that league, so that was rough.
That's tough.
So
That's a tough one.
Going into the the Deadlight League, my team is called the Bootstrap Belichicks. I'm first to 5 in that one. So I'm sitting in the top spots in my first 3 that we've talked about. I got to play Team Turner, which is Timmy Turner. He's another great streamer. Got to pull off a win against him. I'm on a hot streak right now. I'm pulling some wins off in this league every week. So sitting at 7-4, I'm happy about it. And then that's where the full standings are for that league. Going into the Losers League that we're both a part of, John. This league's tough. This league is wildly tough.
First place, ladies and gents.
John is sitting in first. I'm in third in the East, sitting at 5 and 6. The records in this league are wild. Like how close this league is like it's by this. People are going to be getting in the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Other than John, Eddie.
No, and your Normcore Eddie's up there too.
Eddie,
I'm watching you.
Eddie's up there too. He's at 8-3, and John's at 9-2. And I'd say the other person that's pretty much safe is Camp Touch This. They're 7-4, and they're in your division. They're sitting in second. But like this next set of records I'm gonna read off is crazy. Second place in my division is the Erzlocker. They're 6-5. Springwood Slashers and myself are 5 and 6. Barrett is 4-7. And then over in your division, we have another 6-5 team. So sitting over versus the East and the West, the East is really tight right now. Like I can't believe how tight the East is in that league. So Losers League is up for grabs. Playoff spots are up for grabs. we got to start pulling off some wins in those leagues. So, and then the final league that we're a part of is the Stream League, and this year having a rough year. Not even gonna lie, but I get redemption against Barrett. Hopefully this week. I'm 4-7 right now. I'm playing for pride at this point. Maybe I can work my way off into a playoff spot if I crank out some wins here. But we got the Mustafar Burners, Achieve the Wise. He's at 9-2. Barrett's at 7-4. John 7-4. 6-5 for Matt. And then myself, I'm 4-7. So it's this, like, the losses I've had in here. There's no excuses. It's just been really tough. Like, close matchups. I'm swapping everything I can think to swap to make my team better, and it seems like the other team is just outscoring. That's just the way fantasy football goes sometimes. So.
Good times, man. I kind of like this league a lot just because I've kind of fallen off and not in first place.
Yeah.
Like I'm realizing it now, and I'm trying to make adjustments to correct it. And I'm having a good time with this league.
Yeah, it's fun. I love the Stream League. I've been changing my defense has actually been solid. Like, I've changed my defense every week. It's just offensively, like, there's been some struggles. It's been kind of weird. So, we obviously had some major injuries this year. I can honestly say, John, I don't know what your thoughts are on it. I've never seen a fantasy season with this many injuries to this many core offensive players where guys aren't playing on a every other week basis because of COVID, or like these small injuries, or even like the big ones that are season ending. It's actually been really difficult. I mean, you could go down a huge list of, CMC, it seems like, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins now isn't playing. Aaron Rodgers has missed a couple weeks because of COVID. He might miss because of a toe injury, which I think Aaron Rodgers is fine. I think he'll play this week no matter what. But, I mean, you could go down the list of Kyler Murray. I don't know if I said him already, but obviously Kyler's not playing. So now that the Cardinals, as we'll transition into them eventually, they're sitting with A.J. Green and company. God, who else? I mean, like, Carson Wentz had his ankle injuries, and he's been playing through those. But there's just been some minuscule injuries and some big injuries throughout the season, and COVID. Like, Amari Cooper has been out with COVID protocols or concussions, and it's.
Lamb got a concussion. People are dropping left and right.
I've never seen fantasy leagues this thin before, I guess. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. 100% correct. People are dropping. It's kind of been the trend for the past 3 seasons. Is people are getting down, but now you throw COVID in the mix, where people have to miss games due to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a wrench thrown into your program, and you do have to plan for it. You do have to have a backup for a backup.
Mm-hmm.
It's so thin at wide receivers and running backs nowadays. It's like, the people who give a damn about winning, they're gonna put the effort in, and the people who don't care about their fantasy leagues, it's gonna show because the waiver wire is gonna be thin.
Well, even like I had Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
And like
he's gone.
He was crushing it every week, and then all of a sudden I lost him just randomly last week. It was like, oh, that's convenient. Like, I needed him in some leagues, it's crazy how thin positions are. And I never thought I'd be saying, like, whoa, Cordell Patterson was a big loss to my fantasy roster. He's a big loss. He was a big loss.
He was a big loss. That was my running back in one of my leagues, dude. That was a big loss.
Like, he's been the heart and soul of that Falcons offense. So I don't know. It's been kind of crazy to see what they're gonna do with all this. So I don't know. With all that being said, and the sorrows and the woes that we've been dealing with, let's transition to the Cardinals actually right away. So the Arizona Cardinals have gone from one of the teams that kind of came out of nowhere, and they were just like, they were shining to start the season. We've seen them on a stretch of a few weeks that have been a lot tougher. No Kyler Murray, no D-Hop. I mean, this team, just in general, looks like they're having a tougher time without these star players, which, I mean, you would expect. I mean, I've went out of my way to go get AJ Green for this offense. Chase Edmondson, he had that. I don't think he's been playing with his ankle injury, So it's been difficult. It's been a difficult time for the Cardinals. They've went from having this star-studded team to being a tough team to pull off a win. I mean, I think they won this weekend. I'm pretty sure they won this weekend. Zach Ertz had a really good game. Colt McCoy played pretty well. But, I mean, that's kind of crazy that we're saying Colt McCoy played pretty well when, they have Kyler Murray over on that roster.
McCoy, Texas's finest.
They lost J.J. Watt, too.
Lost J.J. Watt. And I think that was the first one where then the defense had to recover.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't recover from that. And then offensively, they lost some players.
Yeah. I mean, do you think this team can continue to pull off the big wins throughout the rest of the season if these injuries don't start changing? Because
no.
I don't even know what these big injuries are. I don't even know what these injuries are at this point because I know that what's Kyler Murray's like I don't even know what his injuries. I don't have him in fantasy, so I don't know what his.
Yeah, I don't have any shares of Kyler Murray. But let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. Keep going.
Yeah, I don't know what his injury is, or I think D Hops is something with his hamstring or something, right? But he's been a do not practice for
He's got an ankle injury.
2 or 3 weeks now. Kyler has an ankle injury.
Yeah, and he's a mobile quarterback. You can't chance that. You're up ahead. You're up ahead right now where you can sacrifice a few wins.
Yeah.
But
what's their record right now?
Need him back. They're 9-2. The closest thing next to them is the LA Rams at 7-3.
So the Cardinals are still winning games then. That's good.
They're still winning games.
That's good.
With whatever. However, I mean they lose to their last loss was Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, they did lose to Green Bay, I think.
They did.
So the Cardinals are an interesting team to watch right now because they are 9-2, like John was saying, and they're also pretty pretty thin at their star talent right now. So something to keep an eye on. Watch your fantasy rosters for D Hop and Kyler Murray. They seem to be on a week to week issue. So keep an eye on that. Any further thoughts on the Cardinals, John, that you got?
Let's see. Who they got next?
Who do they have next? That's a good question.
Who do they have next? Let me check out their schedule. That's my thoughts. Let's see.
Thank you for the follow, Laorden Delay. I'm sorry, I butchered name. Thank you for the follow.
Bears. The Bears on 12-5. They got the Bears.
Oh, they should beat the Bears.
Yeah, that's a get-right game for them. Maybe gives them time.
Yeah, they should be good to beat the Bears. That'll be good. That'll be a good thing. Let's move on from the Cardinals and let's talk about a little bit of a brighter spot for the player itself. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
We talked about Cam Newton earlier in the year when he got cut from New England. And we said that I believe that me and you both said, or maybe you said by yourself, I can't even remember anymore, that I know for sure you said it, that you thought Cam still had a role somewhere. And obviously things weren't really working that hot with Sam Darnold and company. So they got Cam Newton back. They signed him to a 1-year deal at this point. I think it's $10 million. I can't remember.
He's getting a good check.
So it was kind of funny. The meme going around was, the replacement got replaced for another replacement of Cam Newton, and now the replacement for the first replacement of Cam Newton is now getting replaced by the guy that they were supposed to replace. So Cam's back in Carolina. And he seems to be having fun. He's living life there, and he loves it. They had a tough loss this week to the Washington football team, to his old head coach, Ron Rivera. But I will say Cam had a pretty good game. And his first game back in Carolina, when he got to, I think he threw 2 touchdowns. I think he had
for 2 touchdowns, 27 attempts, with 21 completions. Not a bad outing for 189 yards.
Not a bad day.
Rushing touchdown too.
Yep. So Cam he didn't know the playbook fully yet, being back there, but he's been in that offense before. So it was nice to see Cam Newton back in the field. It actually made football this year feel just a little bit more normal than what we were getting.
It was nice refresher.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like Cam. I think that he's an athletic guy. I think that he's a good quarterback. I do think that it was despicable when he didn't jump on the ball in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
That was not a good moment, but I think we've all moved on from that. So I thought it was nice to see Cam back in the pewter blue and black and white and all the colors that are in those uniforms for the Panthers, because they got some nice uniforms. And it was nice to see Cam back in that color versus the Patriots jersey.
That's right. That was cool.
So, continuing on, speaking of the Patriots, Mac Jones. Like, this dude is balling. He has been doing really well. What are your thoughts on Mac Jones?
Just want to shout out to my my fantasy dynasty league. I got both Mac Jones and Cam Newton. Pow.
You do. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I drafted Mac Jones, and I was able to pick up Cam Newton before the news came out that he was going back. That's my midnight snooping the internet, But yeah, so I was able to get him for a cost. We'll talk about that later. Didn't cost him much, but I did spend some fab on some bad quarterbacks. So finally, a solution is starting to pay off for my super flex position. I'm hyped. I'm hyped on those both of them. Mac Jones looks comfortable in the pocket. He's poised. He's playing Patriot football, and he's playing Patriot football well.
Yeah, I think Mac had a rough start to the season per se, but
he's coachable.
He's
damn coachable.
He is very coachable, and I think that his decision making has been great. And you know what I think the turning point is when they played the Bucs. I think when he played against Tom Brady, and he kind of had a duel with Tom Brady that entire night in his home stadium. And granted, they lost that game, but you could tell Mac Jones was upset. He had the better outing
too as a quarterback.
He did
the better performance.
Yeah, he had a better. Go ahead.
That was the seal of approval for the Pats fan base. Was like, damn boy competed with Tommy boy,
Yeah, I think that was one of the bigger surprises, the bigger surprise performances that I would say that I noticed this year was definitely Mac Jones when they took on the Buccaneers, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as people like to call them now. I think that was a huge staple game for him, because even though they lost, he had a better performance as a quarterback. So I think he's thriving in this Patriots offense. Like, what do you think? And just before we continue, I'm going to just give him a round of applause. Good job, Matt. You deserve it, buddy.
Yeah, you did it, man. You did it.
You shut my mouth. You shut everybody's mouths. You're balling.
You were on the trade. You're trade bait, my guy. Thank you. Keep it going.
Yeah. So, what do you think the rest of the season holds for Mac, though? Looking at what's their schedule look like?
So currently they're leading their division.
Yep.
That's a scary thought, if you ask me.
One bad year, Bill Belichick's back on top.
And I'm not. At the same time, it's that he does that though. They lose and then they rebuild.
Yep.
The guy doesn't like to lose. Let's see, Patriots. Let's take a look real quick.
And they're getting the ball to everybody. I mean, Damian Harris.
Unselfish football.
Nelson Aguilar. Who else do they got?
Next game, they got some prove it games coming up. So they got the Titans next. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That'll be a fun one.
Mm-hmm. Bills get right. The Bills will get it right for the division. Colts, Bills, and then they end with the Jaguars and Dolphins. So easy, I think. Still divisional games, but I expect big numbers from Mac Jones.
Yeah, for sure.
So these next 4 games are going to be tough.
Which one do you think is the toughest out of those?
Shoot, you gotta go freaking Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills. You gotta place the Bills twice in your division. That back to back. I would say the Colts is gonna be tough, man.
The Colts, I think, is definitely going to be one of
Just
the tougher games that they're going to end up dealing with because Jonathan Taylor is going off on tangents. 2 weeks in a row now, he's done well. Carson Wentz is making good decisions. He's throwing good balls. I think that the Colts offense is something to be afraid of at this point. I was watching we were at Buffalo Wild Wings last night. We were talking about the game, and they were even saying that it's okay to start believing now, Colts fans. Like, it's all right. Like, I think that's the fun part about the Colts offense, that they can make anything a game. And I mean, they even went up toe to toe with the Ravens were pretty damn good in the overtime. So I thought that was interesting. So I'm excited to watch I think that's the most exciting one for me is the Patriots and the Colts.
they got a Saturday game coming up. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
No.
Yeah, Saturday game, NFL game. I'm looking at the head of their schedule. Just
I don't like Saturday
conditioning.
games.
I think just conditioning for the New England Patriots. I think it's a tough battle. Like Titans, Bills. By the time they get to the Colts, I'm exhausted already just thinking of that team. And then by the time you get to the Bills, it's like on the Saturday. Ugh.
Gosh. Yeah.
I expect a loss somewhere in that road just for conditioning. But I could eat my words. I could eat my words.
Yeah, I get it. So Mac Jones, he's been crushing it, doing great. We're excited about him. Let's talk about something that might excite some Bears fans. Like, I mean, I'm just saying this might be the real deal here. So,
What you hear?
I'm hearing the chants come out saying fire Nagy. Now, I'm gonna be posting a link really quick here, John, and Sports Me app. In the Sports Me app, if you guys aren't in there, go ahead and download the app on Google or Apple. It's fun. You can come give your best sports takes. They have daily cash giveaways. It's a fun time. It's a really great community, great people. But why don't you go ahead and tell me your thoughts on why Matt Nagy might be getting fired? Like, what do you think has led into this? Why do you think it's taken so long? And then I'll give you mine.
I just think they're tired of him. Like they're just tired of the not utilizing, winning. You got to win, and the Bears aren't winning. Period.
They're not.
You lose Justin Fields, he's out, and now you're gonna have Andy Dalton start. And if you win with Andy Dalton, do you keep Andy Dalton?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't know what this.
That's a mess over there. Like, I want nothing to do with it, fantasy wise or as a fan. Like as a fan, jeez, L's. Last win was against the Raiders.
Yeah, the Bears. I don't know. I think it started when you get Justin Fields, right? Like, obviously, you signed Andy Dalton before that, and you drafted Justin Fields, and you have this guy that you should probably just starting. Like, Justin Fields, we knew that Andy Dalton was not a Bengal for a reason anymore. We knew that Andy Dalton didn't get to stick around the Cowboys anymore for a reason. We knew that. And then when he went to the Bears, we all knew deep down in our hearts that as nice of a guy as Andy Dalton is, he might just not be that good of a starting quarterback anymore. Maybe he's a quality backup for a team. I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. I can't do it better, but I'm saying that maybe, hear me out, maybe he's that quality backup that you need. And you start Justin Jefferson. And when you're losing all these weeks, you have nothing to lose. Not Justin Jefferson, sorry. Justin Fields. When you have Justin Fields, at this point, you just got to start him. You're going to have – this is the year where you're going to grow. This is the year where you got to try to get things going with your rookie quarterback so that he's comfortable next year. And you don't do that. You ride with Andy Dalton for the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, and it was like, this is not working. And then The play calling continues to be terrible. The Bears keep losing these games, whether they're getting slammed on or whether they're getting just last-minute touchdowns every drive. And I think Matt Nagy's lost the team. I think he's lost the fan base to the point where not even just at a Bears game where you could hear the Fire Nagy chants going on. You're talking, you could hear him at the Bulls game. And I'm a Chicago Bulls fan because my dad raised me on like Bulls highlights and all that stuff with Michael Jordan. Like I was watching the game and I was like, are they saying Fire Nagy? And they were. They were 100% saying Fire Nagy at a Chicago Bulls game. You've lost the fan base.
You lost Chicago.
You lost. Yeah, you lost your home.
The state of Chicago doesn't want you.
like what? That's crazy. Like, so now, what do the Bears do? What do the Bears do here? What do you think?
Oh, you want to know? I just thought about it. Okay, so I was reading into it. I actually Googled while you were going on your tangent. I was going and Googled it. I said, why the Bears should fire Nagy.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you know what? I just came up with a solution.
What's
if
the
you
solution?
lose to the team with no wins, if you lose to this team on Thanksgiving, you're gone by Sunday. That's it. You're gone by Sunday. That's your last game.
That's it.
You're going to coach this Thanksgiving game. It's highlighted. If you give me a shitty performance on national television in front of my family, you're gone by Sunday.
Who do they play the Lions?
They play the Lions.
Oh my God.
Lions are going to get their first win.
It's a division game.
And that's why he's going to get out of here. That's his exit.
Yeah, I'd say.
There's no better moment to cut a man. I'm sorry, not job-wise. That I don't wish anybody get fired, but after Thanksgiving, go spend it. You have a job. You're the head coach. Sunday though, you're gone. Be ready.
Yeah. Let the weekend go through. Make the decision after the weekend's done.
Mm-hmm.
Give him time to basically.
Everyone's
accept
in
it.
good spirits. Bears fans rejoice. Nagy's got a full stomach. He's gonna be all right.
And I mean maybe like. You know, I'm not like we're saying like none of us like neither me and you could do a better job. We're not saying that.
No, absolutely not.
But it's all speculation of how it's going and how it's been, and maybe Matt Nagy is 100% a better coordinator. Maybe he's not meant to be a head coach.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think some people aren't cut out for it.
You know what? Speaking of that, I'm gonna talk about my Vikings.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Let's transition to my Vikings a little bit here, but just because we're on the topic of bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
This guy right here, Mike Zimmer, has frustrated me so much this season, and I'm going to just go off for a minute here. So we start the season where we had a pretty good schedule, and the second half of our schedule was even like we had a tough second half of the schedule or of the season, and so it was very important for us to get through our first 5 weeks 5-0, and we didn't. We got through it 2-3. We're now 5-5. We're 500 finally. But what people don't realize is the Vikings have lost all five of those games by less than one score. You're talking less than a touchdown every week.
Talking to a Chargers fan, I know that very well.
It's a tough pill to swallow, and what I hate about it the most is like a lot of these games we're up early, and then all of a sudden the play calling becomes conservative. They start trying to chew the clock out in the second quarter, in the third quarter. It's like, hang on a second.
There's a whole nother quarter.
We got more football left to be played here. Keep your foot on the gas. Like, do what all these other teams do and just crush them. Like, don't give a crap.
Don't show mercy.
If you're up by 4 touchdowns, like a lot of teams do. Like, stop taking your foot off the gas. And, you know, I get that these situations with, like, the Vikings kicking situation and all that makes it a hard choice for Zimmer. But I really think Zimmer is a better defensive coordinator, more so than a head coach.
No, Mike, just cut your ties with him, dude. Just cut your ties.
I'm not even saying for the Vikings. I'm saying for a team. I think he's a better defensive coordinator. I think that Mike Zimmer, to an extent, has lost a little bit of the team. I think that him and Kirk Cousins don't see enough eye to eye. But now they're starting to work on that. Like a few weeks ago, I saw where after every game, Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins will sit down in a room together and talk. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I saw that from a Vikings media source, and I don't know if it's accurate or not. But you can, take it with a grain of salt. But what if that is true? A head coach and your quarterback who's been playing lights out football all season? I don't know. That's crazy to me. I mean, yes, we beat the Packers this week. But what I expect from Kirk Cousins at this point in some of these games is to override Mike Zimmer and say, you know what? We're back in the playoff hunt. We're not out of this thing yet. We should be 9-0. And I'm going to say no. I'm going to pull Tom Brady, and I'm going to say, no, we're not doing that play call. We're going to do this instead. And then I want audibles. I want changes. You look at all these different things with the game. There's some things from the Green Bay and the Minnesota game to talk about where, Zimmer lost to Matt LaFleur last year, 24-10. Didn't shake Matt LaFleur's hand, right? Paul Allen, who calls the Vikings, he does a good job calling those games. He was doing an interview with some of the players, and one of the players said, "You better not give your team any credit on that game because I guess a Packers coach was pretty upset about some calls in the game, which I disagree with. I think the game was called really well, and as all football fans know, we've seen Packer fans get so many calls go their way. I don't want to hear about it. I honestly don't. The refs have given the Packers and the Seahawks so many games. I don't really want to hear about it. So that being said, don't leave it in the hands of the refs. And for any Packer fans going to say that last-minute interception that Kirk threw in the fourth quarter in this last Sunday, you're wrong. That was not an interception. That ball popped out on the turf when he was going down to the ground, and it's the same exact concept of a wide receiver catching a ball and following through to catch for it to be called a catch, right? It was not a interception. He had not gained full control of the ball. It popped out on the ground. Not an interception. And that's not being a Vikings fan. That's being a football fan. I would say that if it was an interception, I would say, yes, that call should have been turned around. But no, it should not have been. I think that Zimmer's coaching once again put us in a situation that was tough. The Vikings were up 17-6, I think, earlier in the game. I watched the full game. I just can't remember what the score was. But we were up quite a bit. And, that's when you start putting the nail in the coffin and keep scoring. You're in the first half of the game. Nope, we let them right back in. And then they did zone coverage or man coverage on one play with 2 minutes left, and Green Bay scored with one pass. Not a good play call. But they pulled the win out. I'm glad that the Vikings are back in the playoff picture. But I do still think no matter how many games we win with this team, this roster is too talented. This roster is too talented to have a coach like Mike Zimmer around. We need a coach who wants to play I think there's two ways to play a football game. And one way is play to not lose, and one way is play to dominate.
Okay, Mike. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
All right. If he goes, who would you like to see take over?
Next season?
Yeah. Who's calling the shots for your team next season?
Sure. I do not want Gary Kubiak around. I liked Gary Kubiak, but I don't like Clint Kubiak. I think Clint Kubiak and Mike Zimmer can take a hike.
We need a refresh. I think we just need some new faces there.
Yep, I think the defense is fine. I think you
Who's
get
your
it.
Head coach.
My head coach, Eric Bieniemy.
Great answer.
I think you give him the shot. I think that the resilience that we've seen from the Chiefs offense in the last 2 weeks coming back, and now they're starting to kind of get things vamped up again, I think you give this whole conversation another go of who should Eric Bieniemy be a head coach for, and I think he'd be a good fit for the Vikings. I think if you watch that game, I'm going to quote Paul Allen. He took the high road against the Packers coach, and he said, Justin Jefferson, he killed Eric Stokes when he played at LSU. He killed him this week, and he's going to kill him every time they play.
Can I throw in a coaching?
Yeah, go for it.
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady.
You familiar?
Refresh me.
Okay, so he's the offensive coordinator for the Panthers this season.
Okay.
Where does he come from? He comes along with the new coaching staff, who I think head coach came from BYU. I don't know where their head coach right now from Carolina came from.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
He came from collegiate. He came from the colleges, though. I think we're both familiar with that.
Yep. Yeah, I know that.
So he brought in LSU's offensive coordinator Joe Brady, who worked with Justin Jefferson.
Oh, I see where you're going. That's good, yeah.
I'm just saying, you want some production. There's no one that knows Jefferson better than
how to use him right.
Joe Brady.
I like that.
That's an option too.
I'd say
probably cheaper too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that option. I think Joe Brady or Eric Bieniemy would be great head coaches. You get like these guys deserve shots, And I mean, I would like to. We need a change that's positive. So that's my thing. Hey, thanks for the lurk, Paige. Appreciate you being here. That's my biggest thing. So my tangent's over.
Doing my research real quick. I was like, hey, who's the best coaching candidate? I was like, wow. I didn't think about this one. Joe Brady.
My tangent's over. I think the Vikings are a good team. I think that if we can make the right changes, I think we're still in the playoff hunt. This was a huge.
Still in the playoff hunt.
This was a huge game to win. We're second in our division at 5-5. We gave the Packers a loss. We were at home, and the beautiful thing is, in the toughest games we've had, we've been in every single game. We've been in every single game, and I think that's just because of the talent that we have on the roster between Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson. Our offensive line has been playing very well. Kirk Cousins has been – I just want to say Kirk Cousins has been everything and anything that we've asked him to do or to be, and he's done anything that we've asked him to do. We've put him in so many situations that are unfair for a team to constantly be in, and he puts the team on his back. He gets them in field goal range, and then Greg Joseph either makes it or he misses. And that's not Kirk Cousins' fault. It's not Kirk Cousins' fault when the defense gives up way too many points in the game. I think the Vikings are a good team this year. I don't know what their playoff hopes look like. But I'm happy with the talent that we have and the heart that I'm seeing from the team, even though we have a head coaching issue. So that's my thoughts on my Vikings. So I don't know about you. What are your thoughts on it? Or if you don't have any thoughts, we can just jump right to the Chargers.
Which one? On the Vikings?
Yep.
They kicked our asses. I watched them play. I watched them play against Green Bay, and they stuck it to Green Bay. And they look good doing it. Justin Jefferson, the future's bright. I really would like, just doing my 5-minute research while you were talking, I think Joe Brady's a good solution for this team. He brings in youth, brings in
That's a great solution.
It's what's happening around the league is these young coaches are coming implementing these collegiate offenses, and they're thriving. I think
you're right.
I think it's a good solution. I think the enemy would be a great solution also. The future's bright for the Vikings. They just need to refresh the coaching staff. It's not the players. It's not the players not getting it done. It's not. No. Nope. The talent's there. Too loaded. I seen it with my own eyes watching them last Sunday.
It just seems like someone's always open. You know what I mean?
Someone's always open. Kurt's finding a way. Dalvin Cook can run the ball very well.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that can stop him when he gets heated.
If you want to move on to the Chargers, I guess I'll eat my own words. I think Austin Eckler's the shit.
Austin Eckler is
I'll eat my own
great.
words. He can be my franchise running back. That's fine. I'll give him the franchise tag. That guy is pound for pound. He's little, but he packs a punch.
What do you think of where are you at on the Chargers right now? Like
We're
what
getting it right.
what's their record?
This whole season, I if we don't make the playoffs, I can't be upset. It's a first year head coach. We're competitive. We're not winning them all. We're competitive. We're close in some of them. Others we're getting blown out. We're having growing pains. It's a growth season for sure. We could definitely make the playoffs, either a wild card spot. But if we don't, I'm not upset because I understand where our situation is. We do need to address our defensive. We have Coach Staley comes to us as a defensive coordinator from the LA Rams, when unfortunately our defensive has been the worst defense in the NFL. The bottom half of the list throughout the whole NFL season, and that's unacceptable being a defensive coordinator as a fan. So I'd like him to tighten that shit up. But offensively, we're competitive. The division is still within reach. We're in the hunt. We're in the hunt. I love my team. The future is bright.
I like it. I like it a lot. I was gonna ask you something.
That's pretty good, right? That was a good synopsis.
No, it was good.
Rundown.
So
Good rundown.
I think the Chargers have crazy talent between Keenan Allen,
You saw it. Well,
Justin Herbert.
What was
Uh,
your impression?
I just think they're a good team, man. Just Herbie's great. I mean, I had some friends who were massive Oregon Ducks fans. I was actually supposed to go to the NDSU versus the Oregon Ducks game before it got canceled with COVID and everything. Sorry, my dogs are kind of being nosy. So that was the biggest thing for me, was just Justin Herbert is so good, and I know he's had his struggles, but we've given that man a lot of praise. He deserves it. And then you throw in the way Austin Eckler is running the ball this season. He's doing great. This whole week was like, if I've asked people, were you a Jonathan Taylor or an Austin Eckler survivor? Because not a lot of people were. So that was like the biggest thing for me. Keenan Allen is always good. You guys just got to get a solid tight end and get your defense tightened up, I think. And I think that
Right, defense.
Yeah.
Defense needs to be a little bit better.
because it seems like the Chargers always seem to find themselves in like a shootout situation. You know what I mean?
Right, and we were speak about it on Sunday night, which was a great game. It was fun to watch, high scoring. Defense needs to get it together, but it was a high scoring game.
Yeah.
We held Najee Harris to, if I'm not mistaken, under 100 yards.
And that's tough because
That guy can run.
that guy's a runner. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. So running being our weakest point, that we can't stop a nosebleed, that I was nice to see.
Yeah. I like it. So before we close out, I'm going to thank some sponsors, and then we're going to just go ahead and answer one final question for each other. I kind of sprung this on John, but it's going to be your favorite Thanksgiving food. So you just ponder that question for a minute.
Okay.
You let me know what you like the best. So in the chat, if you're in here, guys, go ahead and check out Ray's Energy. It's an energy drink company that sells their product in cans or to-go packets. They have BCAA amino acids, which are great for helping you build muscle. You drink it about 15 minutes before you work out. It gives you the right amount of energy. They also have pre-workouts, post-workouts, whey proteins, all sorts of good stuff, great flavors. If you guys use that link in the chat, you'll go ahead and get 15% off at checkout. Also, if you stream or podcast yourself, you can get a layout at 20% off at Nerd or Die. It's a great website. Sheesh! They have some great layouts, such as the one I'm using now. I think John's is on there too for his Twitch channel.
I think I do
So,
use Nerd or Die.
so they have some great transitions. They have great layouts. Check them out.
Do
It's a
it.
good time. The last one I want to thank is Player One Coffee. It's a
Gotta have some
coffee.
caffeine.
It is a great coffee company for any person who streams or podcasts or plays games. Or is into nerdy things, all of the above. It's a coffee company that all of their coffee flavors are based off of video games or movies. One of them was called Leroy Jenkins, and then they have one coffee flavor called First Person Smoother. It's quite good, and they're also they have light, medium, dark roast, whatever you like for your coffee in the morning. And they have what's called a subscription box. If I think it's like $20 a month, and you'll get at that link in the chat, you'll go ahead and get a discount. I think it's between 5 and 10% off your order. But if you do the subscription box, you'll get 10 to 15%.
15%.
Sorry, wrong numbers. You'll get some coffee flavors that are not for sale, and they also have some great merch.
Hey.
So they have some great shirts. They have great coffee mugs. That's some pretty cool designs. So check those out. Now you've had time to think about it, John. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
No. I still got questions about this coffee company.
Okay.
They got pods. They got pods.
They got I don't know if they have pods. Let me look.
You know.
Let me look.
Maybe it's something I gotta hit them up with. Maybe we gotta get some pods going.
Let's
For
look
the
at.
office, you know.
I
That's where I
agree.
drink the most coffee.
Player One Coffee. Let me see. Because now you got me curious.
We can talk. We can talk Thanksgiving, but I need solutions for this. If our sponsors.
I agree. I'm pulling it up right now. So let's go to. I'm gonna hit shop now. So let's take a look here. Get out of here. They have one that's called Insomniac coffee. It looks like Shop by Style. They have 12-ounce bags, you guys. They have cold brew.
Cold brew. We like. Hey, I'm with the cold brew.
They got decaf. They have
Sensitive.
They have cocoa.
Cocoa.
They have cocoa.
Gourmet cocoa.
Gourmet cocoa. They have limited edition, rare drop subscriptions, as I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
I am not seeing K cups though. I'm not seeing the pods.
I gotta let them know. That's what the people need.
But if you guys are wondering more flavors that they have peppermint mocha, working from home, caramel pecan, French vanilla, Irish cream, chocolate hazelnut, breakfast blend, pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
My personal favorite is Noob Tears when I'm playing Halo. Noob Tears. Bananas Foster, white chocolate macadamia, English toffee, eggnog for the holiday season. Come on now. Chocolate raspberry. You guys, come on. You got to get on here. This is good stuff. You know what? I'm on their website right now. I'm a coffee enthusiast. I love coffee. They have shirts that say Leroy Jenkins with the coffee logo. They have just Player One Coffee shirts. But you guys, they got Player One Coffee conical burr coffee grinders, cold brew coffee makers. They have a 15-ounce retro controller distressed metal mug, and they have a Player One Urban Peak vacuum travel tumbler. So for those of you that live your life on the go, you can go ahead and put your coffee in your tumbler and still go wherever you need to go. They have gift cards for the holiday season, pins. They have stickers. They have a K-Cup coffee filter. There you go.
Hey, that's all I need.
That's all you need. So they do have it on their website for $9. A reusable K-Cup coffee filter. There you go. There you have it. So check out Player One Coffee. It's good. It's good stuff.
Check it out. I'm gonna check it out after.
Moving on. Thank you for the follow, Game Freak TV. Moving on to our final question. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food, John?
Man, all right, so I'm a sucker for the turkey leg. It's the staple, man. You gotta grab the turkey leg. It shows your dominance at the table. It means no one even touch your plate, because if you touch my plate, you may lose a finger. That's what that turkey leg symbolizes for me.
Okay, so you got your turkey leg. What else are you putting on your plate?
Oh man, all right, you gotta hit it with the mash. You gotta hit it with the mash. Something to ease the gristle from the turkey. Um, it's a vehicle for the turkey.
Just
And
get.
then you gotta have the mac and cheese. Someone's gotta have mac and cheese, but it can't be that store bought. You gotta have that crusty cheese at the top,
Oh
and you
yeah.
scoop it on your plate. It's just magical. So you gotta have some of that. You gotta hit some of that cranberries, a little sweetness. A little
Now,
sweetness
are you
goes well,
talking the canned ones or what?
No, I don't play that canned stuff. My lady, she makes it. She makes it by hand. She makes this nice little compote. I put it on my plate. And
Your
it's
lady
just
makes
sweetness.
it.
She makes some.
She
She
makes
makes
it. Let's give her. Let's go. Like, come on.
Yeah, man, I eat well. It's my favorite holiday. I like to eat. I like to eat. What it is.
For me, I like, I'm gonna get the only type of turkey I like is a smoked turkey. I don't like turkey in general. To be honest, I love ham. That's like one of our family traditions. Is we'll actually have a ham and a turkey there.
Nice.
So that way everyone's kind of happy about that. But
Go ahead. Tell me.
we always
Set up my
have
plate.
we always got somebody who makes. I'm gonna close my eyes. We always got somebody who makes a smoked turkey
Mm.
and like a ham that's in a crock pot, and it's just super good, super sweet.
Ham in a crock pot.
Honey ham, it's the best.
Honey
It's
baked.
yeah, it's so nice.
Whoa.
Oh, it's delicious. So
Whoa.
then, I'm a big mashed potatoes and gravy guy. I could eat that
Right.
for days. Which when you're
Kind of gravy, the
dieting,
white or brown?
brown, dude, you can't.
Yeah,
None of that.
you
None
have
of
to
that
go
white
brown.
gravy. White gravy's good, but the brown gravy, like you said, it's a vehicle for everything else, man.
It's different.
Like it hits way different.
Keep
So
going.
I have I like there's my grandma makes a green bean casserole. It's
You
the
know
best.
what? I love green bean casserole.
It's
Underappreciated.
it's so good. And then like they have like cheese in it. Oh man, like
Yeah.
you can't beat it. And then the last thing that I don't think anybody's ever had before that I can say, my grandma makes this thing called fluff,
Oh,
and we love it. Like we ask her to not just bring it for Thanksgiving, but to every family get together. It's it's like whipped cream with like raspberries and strawberries and man,
all whipped together.
I couldn't even tell you what it's made of. Yeah, it's all whipped together.
Can't even tell me what it's made out of. That's how
But
magical it
but
is.
dude, she like I know she makes the whipped cream like homemade. It's not like store bought. Like it's homemade whipped cream. It's so good. Like you can't go without it. And then my favorite thing, ironically enough, is I'm not a big domestic beer guy. I like a lot of craft beers when we go out with friends and whatever. But my grandpa, it's just for the memory sake of it. My grandpa will always come up to me with a Miller High Life or a Coors Light.
Nice.
That's what we always
On,
have.
on Thanksgiving?
Yep. Every family get together and every Thanksgiving, but he'll always bring me a Miller High Life or a Coors Light, and we watch football.
That's
So
that's awesome.
it's always a good time. And then
That's awesome.
family's getting bigger, so
Hey, you love that. You know what? Football on Thanksgiving hits different too.
it does. I wish we had enough people that were at my age that wanted to like be interested in football to where we could do like a turkey bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we
But
agree though? We do want to see the Lions win on Thanksgiving though.
we do want to see Lions win on
We
Thanksgiving.
want to see the Lions win on Thanksgiving.
I mean, if that gets rid of Matt Nagy for the Chicago Bears, yeah, they deserve it.
If Detroit riots because of this one win, they won the whole season. It's over. You won a divisional game.
Yeah. And on top of it, if the Lions win that game, it brings the Bears farther away from where the Vikings are in the division. So
That's it. And I think,
you
you
know.
know what? Motor City Dan Campbell gets hoisted on the shoulders. Watch him out of here.
one
One
game, he's our Lord and Savior. With that being said, guys, thanks for listening. We hope you all have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for putting up with our sidetracks today. And we'll be back next week. We're going to be trying to be bringing on Rum Boys Robbie from the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, one of our good friends. He does he's a big Washington football team fan, so you're not going to want to miss that. I've mentioned it a couple times, but I'm gonna reach out to him. We're gonna get him lined up for next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our schedules worked out. We're gonna get Robbie lined up, and we're gonna get Robbie on the show. So it'll be fun. So everybody have a Thanksgiving, and be safe. Enjoy your families. Much love. Bye.